Okay, I mean, probably going at a more personal side. I mean, other than Mekaal Hasan, the genius, there's also
There's no genius, dude. It's just hard work.
All right, hard work, whatever it might be. But then there's also Mekaal Hasan, the basically. Now, where did you get that reputation from?
Because I have been known to be very hard on people, and I think I sometimes rub people up the wrong way because I'm trying to get a performance out of them, and it seems to backfire because either they're not ready for it.
So are you a tough love, engineer?
Not anymore, I don't think so. I used to be very difficult to work with about 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
But I think that's changed a lot. Maybe because the musicians that I now work with are easier to work with.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, like, you're working with people and they can't play in time, or they can't sing, or you're sitting there and you're like auto-tuning someone's vocals for 4 hours. It's pretty. It's a pain in the ass, man.
Right.
You're gonna tell me that I'm supposed to now smile at this guy who can't sing but who's got 3 lakh rupees to put into a video.
Yeah.
I'm like supposed to shake his hand, smile, and be nice to him? I don't think so.
What about? I mean,
I'll tell you something.
Okay.
Like the really cool musicians, the really good musicians, they won't have a problem because they know what they're there for. It's like people who do not know what they're supposed. They're in the wrong place. They shouldn't be there, but they're there, and you're working for them.
Okay, when you're in your studios, is there any kind of music you just say no to?
Oh, many times, yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain stuff that I cannot do. I can't do bhangra songs.
I thought you wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah.
I can't do R&B.
Okay.
I can't do rap. I cannot do hip hop.
As a guitar player, you've taken a back seat relatively recently.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not insecure about my playing, and I'm not insecure about my various capabilities.
Right.
The real success, man, in any industry, in an industry like ours, the real success is 10 years down the line. Let's see who survives, who's going to be working, who's got a gig, and who doesn't.
Right.
And I guarantee you, man, a lot of these people may not have a gig.
Right.
Because if you're a professional, you will adapt. If you're not versatile, you won't be able to survive, man. You have to know it all. You have to be able to write music, arrange it, engineer it, produce it.
Yeah.
All those things, they all matter.
Okay. What do you think of? Is there who do you think who plays in Pakistan who's commercially successful? And
who's good?
Yeah, who's good? Who's got some? Who you'd look at and you'd say there's something there, in terms of songwriting.
Nuri.
Nuri, right? Definitely. Okay, I'd agree with that too.
And I like some of the things that I hear, but it's just like maybe not how I would do it always. Like I think Sajjad Ali sings really well.
Right.
But his choice of music is not something I do.
Okay.
But I appreciate the guy for being a good singer. I love Faraz's stuff.
Right.
But again, I think that maybe there should be a real live band playing behind it. It'll sound so much better. Okay. But I understand why he has to sequence those. Because who the hell's gonna play those parts? I don't think we've got the same kind of future potential that people seem to. So like we're not. MHB is a very much a sort of like a South Asian act. We've already played twice in Bombay, and I think the appeal is going to make itself felt over the next 3-4 years. It's going to take time to establish because it's a different thing. It's not, people are not used to listening to music done in this manner. With Mizrab, I think it's going to be sort of like people aren't hearing it for what it really is, and I think Faraz is probably, I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, he's like a great guitar player and he's a good friend of mine, but I don't see his market expanding.
Right.
But I do see my market expanding. I see MHB's market expanding.
Now this is what I love. Now, I'm going to ask you a very peripheral question. You say these things are really frank, and I just wonder how you get on with your friends afterwards. But as whoever it might be.
But they know it's the truth as well. Music तूने बनाई है ऐसा तो दिखने वाला तो फिर रो क्यों रहे हो? You know what the man? Listen, when I made Sampurn, I took it to Khalid in 2002, right? After the Pete Lockett tour 2001, I wrote the record. I took it to him in 2002. He said, "No one's ever going to buy this record. I will never buy your record."
Right. Who said that?
Khalid Sadaf.
Okay.
In 2004, he releases it on the 8th of January with a huge launch show with a video.
Yeah.
And he the record is now in its 4th pressing. Well, was in its 4th pressing before they closed the plant down.
Yeah.
Which means that the thing is already sort of like being sold out 4 times.
Okay. Now this is my part. Now I don't make much of it, but I do enjoy reading NFP, which is the bane of a lot of you people here. Each time I hear something about it, and what I do enjoy about him is he's kept that debate about music alive, as opposed to a passive form of just receiving it. He's got a view. Whether if you disagree, you think about it. And I wonder about you. Now you're pretty opinionated about music, and you know a lot about it technically. How would you evaluate the critics in return?
Some of the people who should be writing are not writing. Like some of the musicians who should be playing are not playing.
Right. So you basically said that everybody's crap.
I basically said that when people take a pen up,
yeah,
they have the right to know what they're talking about, and almost all of them don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Straight up, dude. I just feel that a lot of these critics are not critics. They're out there with personal vendettas. They're out there because they're friends with someone, and then someone didn't give them a pass to a show, so now they're gonna you off by writing a bad review about you.
Right.
It's very, very childish. It's like that, hey, look at me. I can you up, man.
Right.
If you're not nice to me, I'm not gonna be nice to you. And to my knowledge, I've never ever been nasty with any critic.
Okay.
Because I think it's an educational process for everyone. They have to understand what we're doing musically. If they don't understand it, then we lose out at the end if the way I look at it. And which is why when I see people who do like music and who can write about it, I do encourage them to write. Because it's like, if you guys who do understand music and who do know what's happening, if you're not going to write, man, then we might as well just stop right here. Because kya fayda? How can you criticize something which is an art which is meant to be listened to? What basis are you criticizing it on? Is it the clothes I wear? Is it my hair? Is it the fact that my video has a guy with a globe on his head? Or is it the fact that I joined Junoon? Or is it the fact that Junoon signed to a sponsor? Or is it the fact that we do sponsored shows? I don't think any one of these things has anything to do with the music we play. The music was created way before.
One last thing. Would you appear in an advertisement for shampoo or a mobile phone?
I wouldn't like to, seriously.
Yeah, okay.
I wouldn't like to.
I thought so.
But you see, the thing is, what people should understand is that the amount it costs to get a good concert done, with the hall rentals, with the lights, the sound crew, paying the band, paying the crew that works with the band, it's an amount that you can't generate through ticket sales. No one's going to pay that kind of money to go see a show. Okay? And what has to be understood is that sponsors are good as long as they are promoting live events.
I remember when I first heard about you, what I was expecting, and I don't know if that's in you because it sounds like you're not interested in that there would be a rock album out with vocals, with a lot of guitar pyrotechnics all over the place.
I've never been into that.
You've never been into that?
Never.
Even when you picked up the guitar?
Even like in my days when I actually was really into guitar players,
yeah,
I would always go towards players who were very, very melodic,
right,
and who may also have been really, really technical.
Yeah.
But they never sort of like substituted the technique for the song. They were always like these song type guys like Eric Johnson or Sean Lane. People who are into like playing fast guitar are not into people like into Malmsteen or Paul Gilbert or those kinds of people. But
you do that for other people without taking the credit. It's in you. It's in you. You can do it.
If I wanted to. Yeah.
Right.
But it's a lot of work to get something which you're not interested in.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. And one last thing, we've had a request. I have a request.
What? Which
is that if you could play something for us.
I gotta go to a gig. I'll be playing for an hour on stage.
Oh, crap.
But when you guys come down to Lahore, we'll do something.
All right, that's fine.
We'll jam with Gumby or something.
Let's jam with Gumby. I'll play my stuff and
Alright.
Yeah.
Check out the Nouri record.
Yeah. Check out the Nouri record. That's important.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
We still didn't talk about playing live.
That's what I just thought. That's one last thing that
We'll do it in the studio.
Okay, in the studio. That's fine.
But if I don't go now, probably do.
All right.
You could say bye.
Bye.